Here we are, guys. Jesse Dyson. Um, it's Thursday, the 23rd of July. Another video I wanted to post in the timeline of things that's been going on. I've got several of these that I've recorded and not yet posted to Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. But um, again, I don't know if I'm going to post this immediately. I'm going to record it and see what happens after I review it. But most of the time when I make these videos, these are like just right off the cuff. I don't have anything planned. I don't have any, uh, script written out, and I do that intentionally because I want everything that I say to be, either genuinely coming from my mind or my heart, um, and from the thoughts that I come up with based upon what I know, what I've seen, what I've heard, etc., etc. So I guess the first thing that I've got to go over, okay, is the active wave that's going on right now in these major cities, with the exception of Houston and many other big cities. But I mean, there's a big push in a lot of cities, and I think all you recognize that. But um, what does it really mean? How deep does it go, and where does it stop? And then also, what is the end game? Okay, so if we think about all of this shit, it seems to be, if you just look at each one of these incidents and things that are going on in these cities, um, as some sort of uprising movement by Antifa, um, Black Lives Matter, whatever they want to call themselves. First of all, I've got to go on record saying that it's bullshit. Okay, there's not a huge amount of people involved in that. Furthermore, people in these cities are waking up to it, and they're realizing, what the hell, we're letting them just decimate our city, and then what? We're screwed, right? Because that's what it is. These people aren't going around, you know, asking for legislation or standing in a line saying we're not going to move until, you change this doctrine or this law or whatever it is. They're just screaming anarchy, 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 and then they're destroying monuments. They're destroying businesses in their own communities, with the exception of the people that are coming from or being shipped out to those cities. Um, they're destroying everything, and there's no real message. I mean, they keep saying Black Lives Matter. That's not the message. I mean, if Black Lives Matter really, like, if you want to be honest with yourself, you got to wake up for a second, okay? Just, just fucking stop. Stop trying to think in your own mind. Think big picture stuff, okay? If Black lives really mattered, then why are Black lives continually being destroyed with all of this shit going on? Because honestly, that's what's happening. Black lives, black businesses, they're being destroyed. And nobody's standing up saying that from the left side of things, from the group that screams, we want socialism, we want reparations, all that stuff. I mean, they're not really coming across with any clear message other than, I'm crazy, I'll destroy everything, and I have nothing in my mind is sacred. I'll just burn and blow things up and kill people and hurt people and whatever. I mean, we're seeing this across the country with all these people, specifically black people, beating the fuck out of white people, young and old, from infant to elderly. And I'm going to stand up and be the one that says this is the most racist fucking movement I've ever seen in my life. And it's probably in history the most racist fucking movement in the United States. Now, yes, this shit happens all over the world every day. Not here in America until now. And a lot of people are just acting like, oh, this is normal shit. It's time for me to get mine. I'm going to beat the shit out of a fucking white old lady. Is that going to make you happy? Why don't you get a punching bag and beat the fuck out of that? Because beating the fuck out of a white old lady does nothing for your cause. And more than likely, you're going to end up in jail. That, this whole movement is bullshit. It's a farce. It's a cover up. And all these people are used. They're all being used as fucking puppets. Everybody has to realize this. If you don't realize this, then I'm sorry, God help you. Because you don't even know what's going on. You're just completely fucking lost. And, I'm sorry I'm using cuss words, guys. I was raised in oil and gas, and hell, I cuss. I mean, shit. Just who I am, all right? Doesn't mean I'm any less than anyone else, right? I have my own opinions, my own thought processes, but in my vocabulary, I use a lot of cuss words because that's how I push out my passion. You can call me whatever you want. It's not going to change my message or my feelings about what's going on. So, it's all bullshit, all right? And like I said, these are very small factions that are coming in and doing these things in specific cities. And it started out pretty small. In fact, it's still pretty small. But now, they're getting the ignorant motherfuckers. The people that don't have a clue, that don't watch, the back channels, they don't think for themselves. They just listen to MS Dumbass BC, DC, whatever, or, Fox News and NBC and ABC and whatever, CNN, all these fucking stupid ass media channels that are owned by the Rothschilds, the Soros, and everybody else that wants to eradicate a third of the population, if not half. They're owned by them, and they're pushing their agenda, and all of these ignorant people are just buying into it left and right. And so the problem then becomes that these small little movements of anarchy in these towns then convinces a great mass of ignorant people to believe what's going on is some sort of grassroots movement, and they believe in their cause, which they don't even know what the fuck they believe in. There's no cause, there's no message, any of that. The only thing that we're hearing is from we've heard from the Black Lives Matter leader, a plethora of just dumb fucking ignorance, talking about we got to kill all whites and all this other stuff. I mean, really? Is that the plan? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think you can do that? Come on, guys. I mean, where the hell are we? It's 2020. That conversation ended decades ago. But because of these rich million, billion, trillionaire people that control everybody like puppeteers, they've got your mind hooked because they know you're fucking stupid and you don't pay attention to anything except right here. Me. This is the problem with the world today. We have two groups. We have the people that are sympathizers and people that want to feel bad and, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm going to kiss your fucking shoes. Are you... Really? Are you... Different... Okay, I'll go into that at a different time, but if somebody ever put me down on the ground and told me to kiss their fucking shoes, first of all, I'd break their fucking knees and I'd bust their face open in multiple spots. If I didn't have a gun on me, if I did, I'd shoot them. Because you will never get me to bow to you, ever. I bow to one, and that is God. That's it. Not you. Not you, Mr. Black Man, who thinks that you're owed something after all the wonderful fun you've enjoyed in your life, with the exception of the perception you have in your mind that you've been held back by some sort of system. It's bullshit. There are people waking up. But the people waking up aren't really doing much. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We're allowing this to continue on and to get worse and more violent, and it's just out of control. We've got COVID-19, the biggest bullshit, most fucking high-end scandal in the history of history. And while I know it is a true, real bug, because all I can say it's a bug, I don't want to say it's a virus, I don't want to say it's a bacteria. It's something, but we won't know what it is. We know that it does attack people differently. Some people die from it. Some people don't know they have it and it goes away. Some people feel the effects and it goes away. I mean, who knows? But at the same time, this shit was created in a lab. It's been proven. And if you don't buy into that, then you're not doing your own fucking research and you're an idiot and you're blindly ignorant. You're allowing yourself to be ignorant. If you don't like Donald Trump, that's fine. You don't have to like Donald Trump. But if you are for a Joe Biden who has been in a political role for the better half of a fucking century and has done nothing to better anyone's lives, in fact, he's been on both sides. He's a bipolar fucking congressman. Because when he first came out, if you remember, if you have looked at what he's done, he lied, he stole, he cheated his way into getting elected, and he told people that he was a genius, that he had fucking multiple degrees, graduated top of his class, all bullshit. And then he also was on the side of preventing the black man from integrating. This is all historical information. You can find this out. He was on the side that said, I don't want black people with my kids in school. He was the one that said it. He's the candidate you're choosing to vote for simply because you don't like Trump so much that he's a better option. Now think about what's going on, this big push. Does it make sense? You're pushing Black Lives Matter? Oh, the irony. You're pushing Black Lives Matter and you want to vote for a candidate who absolutely does not give two fucks about black lives. Or anyone else for that matter. The guy's batshit insane. He's lost his mind. And you're going to continue on this path because you hate Trump. Wow. Look, guys, nobody's perfect. Nobody. But you have got to start intelligibly making decisions and stop thinking socialism is the answer. Stop thinking Biden is the answer. Stop thinking that this Black Lives Matter movement, which is actually an Antifa-funded movement, has any credibility whatsoever. It does not. I wish that you guys could see into my brain for fucking 30 seconds, okay? Because there's so many different ways to get whatever the hell message that these people are trying to get across. And then we find out that the people being arrested for all this stuff, perpetuating this stuff, it's a bunch of fucking white, crazy ass fucking anarchists. I mean, that alone should deter you from following, right? Because if Black Lives Matter, you believe Black Lives Matter, you don't give a shit about Whitey. But then you find out Whitey is the one that's funding and leading and organizing? And you're going to continue to follow that or believe in that path? These people are mentally challenged. They have a fundamental disagreement with happiness and peace in the world. They want nothing but anarchy. They thrive on injustice and disgrace and no peace. In fact, a lot of these people that are the leaders of the movement are also involved in many, many scandals of pedophilia, child porn rings, all sorts of shit. And this is coming out. It's been coming out for a while. So, what do we do at this point? What do we do as Americans? Well, if you are a true all the way through BLM follower, I cannot help you. You have chosen to be blind and ignorant, and that is your fault. Your fault, not mine. There's plenty we can do to straighten up this country. And the first thing is is getting rid of these generational politicians that perpetuate the problem. They keep these class wars going on and these race wars going on, all in the name of getting more votes. That's how they stay in office. I mean, every time politics rounds up with another election, what do you hear? I'm for immigrants. Any illegal alien in the country, I'm for allowing them just complete sovereignty. They can stay here, do whatever they want. Okay, then what happens? I mean, these guys, every other nation on the planet has borders and rules, and if you penetrate the country illegally, in most other countries, you die. They don't have time to tolerate it. But here, you get to make it all the way in, and in some cases, you can become very, very successful as an illegal alien. Now, most of the illegal aliens, I know you're just trying to get away from where you are, which is usually a socialist or communist country, which is another irony that a lot of you are voting or going to vote for a socialist or a communist in Joe Biden. That is absolutely the definition of irony, if I've ever heard of it. So you want the country that you fled to, and let's think about why you fled here. Why did you come here? Because somewhere back home, you realize, holy shit, America is the land of opportunity. Well, then you come here, and all of a sudden your mind gets fucking indoctrinated immediately that you've got to vote for socialism. I got to vote for whatever they tell me, because I'm gonna get help, or I could stay here, or whatever. But you left the country that was under socialism or communism or a subpar system of government because it was destroying your life and you had no freedom, really, right? And now you're coming here and you want to vote for that shit? To go back to the same... You want this country, the greatest country in the history of history, you want it to be like what you came from? I doubt that, 100,000%. Because you fled there to come here because this was different. Now you want this to be the same? I doubt it. Think, people, think. These politicians are very smart and they are tricky. They are the trickster. I can't make you think, but I can ask the questions. What's going to happen, guys? You just going to sit around, wait till they come to your house and threaten you, tell you, get down and kiss my shoes or I kill you? What are you going to do? I think it's absolutely fucking asinine. I think this whole movement is a farce, and let's just give a good proportion here. If BLM and Antifa had a percentage of the population, and then the other portion or percentage of the population was against that movement, I'm going to say it's 99% against and 1% that are following that movement. And so many people believe that 1% little tiny movement is the mass, the majority, what everybody's thinking. You could not be more blind in that thought. You have got to wake up, because if you want that and it actually happens, good luck, because we will go back. It will literally take our country from where we are today back 100 years. It will go back in 100 years. That's what we're going to do if we vote in sleepy ass Joe Biden. Because, also at the end of the day, we know Biden's not going to be the guy running the show. I mean, he can barely think for himself. So it's going to be the puppeteers behind Biden that are running the show. And those guys are way fucking worse. They're not just making mistakes in what they say. They actually have a plan. And the plan is to tear down the country and make it look like other countries, because they truly think they are better than everyone else, and they know what you need Do you know what you need? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you want for your kids and your future? Well, if you vote for the Democratic Party today, in where they are today, you're basically saying, I don't know what I want for my kids. I don't know, and I don't care. Because what's going to happen is something that does 180 degrees from what you expect. You want your kids to have freedom and a life, and you want them to be taken care of and grow up, and life should not be so difficult, right? It should be a little easier. Yeah, I agree. But politicians in this country have forced us into this situation to where we fucking hate everybody. We hate each other. We want nothing but a revolution. So, vote Biden and have fun with it. He will send us back 100 years and we will start back over. In addition, he will create or start to create a socialism or a communistic society. I mean, look at all the actors and stars that wear the fucking Che shirt. Are you stupid? This guy was a fucking murderer, mass murderer, and you're wearing a shirt saying he's the man? You are a fucking psychopath to buy into that. Seriously, I don't give a shit if you're offended or not. Get offended. I don't care about this. I don't care about you being offended by that. I mean, so much shit is going on right now. So much bad is going on right now. Something must be done. And I'm wondering who the Paul Revere is going to be. Who is it? Who is it going to be? That's the question for you to think about. Okay, I'll leave it there for now.